Pleased to say that there was such an overwhelming response to my comedy attempt. I don't know, it's just unfair to call it an attempt. I'd say it was a roaring success. Yeah, it's gone really well.
Please, no!
And as a result, ITV2 have been in touch, and well, let's see where that leads. More on that to come. So, I borrowed this amp off of Gary Townsend, and also this reverb tank. And when I first plugged them in, I was thinking, wow, I really like that sound. So it's a mixture of the 63 spring reverb, or is it called a Fender 63 spring reverb unit, and a Fender champ. And I've got it turned up to like 3-ish. But it's just got a really kind of classy but also full tone, especially at low volume. And I guess that's kind of the key to why a small amp like this might be something that someone would want. I wanted to see if I could get get anywhere close with the HX Stomp, so I've kind of put together a tone with it and kept the settings roughly similar. Now I don't think the reverb is quite as pronounced as this one, so I'm going to make a little tweak on that. But you would have heard the intro there and the comparison, and I also towards the end did some other kind of things that I can do with an HX Stomp that I can't do with the Champ. So I cranked the gain a little bit and added a harmonic tremolo, because I think that's got a really cool sound with these kind of small Fender combos, and I think some delay in bits and pieces. I think this is a really kind of cool amp, but it's worth saying that this is like probably one of the most expensive amps I've ever played component for component. They're actually super simple amps. It's got like one knob and you know, a small speaker and a few kind of components, a couple of tubes and stuff. But I think at the moment they sell for about £1,050, which seems a lot of money. People say it's got kind of one sound. I guess what they're kind of saying is, so if I want it to kind of be this clean tone, then I have to have it around 2, 3, 4, and then as you crank it up, it kind of does this breakup thing. And I guess if you were trying to gig it, or you know, do a small rehearsal, you're going to have to kick it up maybe about halfway, and that's where you start to get those kind of more broken up tones, and it sounds sort of like an amp trying to collapse on itself, if that makes sense. I think this is a thing you encounter with Princetons as well, but because they're such a small thing, the bass and the interaction of whatever's going on in there seems to kind of take over, and things seem to compete, and yeah, you get like cracks and pops and bits and pieces, or maybe that's just a specific amp, but that's what I'm hearing. So maybe that's what people mean when you can get kind of one tone out of it. You know, if you get it up halfway, but it's kind of super responsive to bits and pieces. But as I say, you get these kind of resonant frequencies, you get things popping out over the place and little crackles, and yeah, it just sounds like an old small amp kind of on the way to giving up somehow to me. But at these lower tones, at the lower volume, I think it's so I think that is what is it Dan Cobb or Jason Isbell's producer, I've learnt about this in Keith's video, is saying that's kind of the tone that he's talking about when he says don't turn a small tweed amp up past kind of 3 or 4, and I can kind of see what he means now. It seems like that's kind of the sweet spot, and where you're getting these kind of interactions where it's not kind of competing with the cab itself. So anyway, I don't know if you had any thoughts about whether I got anywhere near the tone with the HX Stomp. I think the Champ is definitely more responsive to like pickup changes and stuff. And the other key difference is that when I was playing with the Champ in the room, that was considerably louder than what was coming out of the HX Stomp from the speakers back at me. So that definitely changes the way that you kind of interact with the guitar. So I feel like I was picking slightly lighter. There's plenty of dynamic variation within the HX Stomp too. I've kind of checked both of the waveforms, and I think they're comparative, you know, like, so the quiets are quiet and the louds are loud, so you still get those kind of spikes of dynamics. The thing that I'm not sure that I achieved was the glassiness. There's like a glassiness and kind of open tubey thing to the top end, like there. I'm not sure how well that'll pick up in the room, but that's clarity and sort of a bit of sparkle. So I'm not sure if I've achieved that, and maybe I'll give it another like tweak. Let me know in the comments if you think either sounds rubbish or good or whatever. For me, I'm kind of quite happy with the HX Stomp, knowing that realistically I'm never going to spend £1,000 on a champ. I think my California Tweed has 2-watt settings and 10-watt settings, so I could do a similar thing. The other thing to say about the HX Stomp is it's got kind of added presence and mids and treble controls, which obviously you don't have on a real champ, so that could be useful. I've left them where they are as standard. I think I just turned the gain back down to about 3 or 4, trying to match that kind of gain that I was using on the champ. But there's no reason that you couldn't go in there and kind of increase the presence and try and get some of that kind of top end clarity stuff, bring that in a bit. And then the other thing you can do is, obviously, as you try to drive the champ, that is, I guess, where it becomes more obvious that it's a small kind of amp. And I tried this with the Princeton. If you plug a Princeton into like a 2x12 cab, like I've got a Mezzaboogie Road King cab at the bottom here, that suddenly makes that amp feel like a kind of huge amp, and you get these big kind of clean sounds, and it's no longer fighting with itself in the cabinet, and it does a different thing. So there's no reason with the HX Stomp why I couldn't kind of experiment and put them into bigger cabs or dual configurations. That's not what I've done here, but maybe that's something I will do. So you've got a bit more versatility with that, and you can, do whatever you like with that. And the other thing is that I can use high cuts on the speaker when I start to introduce some gain and kind of keep things a little bit smoother. And when it's fully clean, I just open up the high cut all the way so you get all of the sparkle that is available. So yeah, that's my experiment. I don't know, do you have any thoughts on whether it got close or what was missing? Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm going to drop that preset, I think it'd be called JC Champ, into the folder if you want to try it. Yeah, I might do some more experiments with this. Another thing I might try is to pair up the Champ with the new Princeton. I could do that in the Helix. I could probably do it on here even, because I'm not using that many effects, and just see what that sounds like, because I have a feeling that would be a really cool tone, because they're kind of similar but different, but similar. And having kind of a Champ and a Princeton is not a pairing that I've heard about much, but to me it seems like a bit of a dream pairing. I tried a Blues Junior the other day and was super unimpressed. I really like the Princeton, but I've sold that now. But maybe a Champ and a Princeton together might be a kind of cool configuration, maybe. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. If this kind of thing is interesting at all, and you like my playing or you hate my playing or whatever, leave a comment and let me know. You can hit the like button. I guess maybe we'll say if there's enough pressing of the like button, we could put this preset up on custom tone if that's something that's interesting. But yeah, press the like button if you want me to do that, and I'll consider it for sure. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers.